So on here I got x to the power 4 minus 61x squared plus 900 equals 0. Now that is not a power of 2 degree. It's not a degree 2 polynomial. It's a degree 4. And a couple things about that. I would expect 4 answers on this problem. I expect there to be 4 answers. Will there be? I don't know. Let's find out. But I also see my x to the power 4 is double this x to the power of 2, so u substitution should work, right? Well, let's do that then. So my u, again, it should just be the middle value, whatever is squared, or whatever that exponent is, right, with its base. Sometimes and so this one's 2 and 4, right? I see the 4 is double the 2. Again, if it was a 3 and a 6, that would work, or even, well, I guess even a 1 and 2, but we've done those. 4 and 8, 5 and 10, and so forth, okay? Now, again, this tells us then that if you were to square both sides of that equation, the u equals x squared, then you would get u squared equals x squared squared would be x to the power 4. So that tells us that my x to the power 4 there, I could replace with just u squared. And then my x squared, again, instead of it being x squared, it's just u. So now I've got u squared minus 61u plus 900 equals 0. Well, this one, my leading coefficient is a 1, and that's pretty good, because if I can just figure out what 2 factors of 900 would add up to negative 61, then we have this pretty much solved, right? So I am using u still, though. So it's not x anymore, it's u. Let's just figure out what those 2 factors are. Calculator should be useful here. 900, by the way, is a perfect square, if that means anything. So you could say, well, 30 times 30, which I don't really want. Plus, it doesn't add up to negative 61. So let's look at some other values here. Maybe I should do this on the left. Let's look at 900. Again, 30 and 30 works. 2 and 450 works. 3 and 300, yeah. 300. Let's see.
4 will work. 5.
Yeah, 9. Yeah, so I'm using the calculator for this. If I divide by 5, divided by 5, 180. Of course, none of these work, right? If you were to add these even as negatives, they wouldn't get you to negative 61. That'd be too high. I'm going to skip the 10, so 10 and 90. Getting a little closer to 30 and 30. What about 900 divided by maybe 20? Let's try that. So I got 20 and 45. That's close. If we were to make those both negatives and add them to be negative 65, so I guess that's kind of close. 900 divided by 15. Well, I did have 15 and 60. So again, I guess I got further away there. Thank you. 25 and 36. Boom. Yeah, if we were to make these both negative and add those together, you would get the negative 61. And so our 2 factors of 900 would be negative 25 and negative 36. So those just go right into the 2 binomials, right? So u minus 25 and also u minus 36. And if for some reason you did u minus 36 and u minus 25, it's exactly the same thing. But now that I've gotten this far, I just need to solve these 2 equations, right? So want me to make them equations. So this, meaning if I could get u minus 25 to equal 0, it would make this equation true. So most students don't have to show this, but if it helps you, then, which I hope it does, then use it. That zeroes that out. I got u equals 25. And then over here, I would have to make the u minus 36 equal to 0, which we could by adding 36 to both sides there. So in other words, that zeroes out. U could equal 36. Now, from here, we solved for u, and that was great.
6 and 5?
But yeah, so at the beginning, we had u is x squared. So instead of it being a u, I have to go back and replace it with what it was, and that was x squared for both of these. Okay, so in other words, x squared should be 25, but x squared should be 36 as well. So right here, to solve these, I would square root both of them. Okay, and I would say, well, x, it could be 5. And over here, if I square rooted both sides, x also could be 6. But we're square rooting from an x squared right here, so we don't actually just want the primary root on those. We need their opposites as well. So x could be 5 or negative 5, or x could be 6 or negative 6, right? Because if you said, well, x is 5, 5 to the power of 2 is positive 25, but negative 5 times negative 5 as well is positive 25. Same with negative 6 times negative 6 would be 36. So there, remember what we were talking about at the beginning, it was an x to the power of 4. It's a 4th degree polynomial, so we do expect there to be 4 answers on this one. Last thing we should do is go back and check. And this one, it's not even that hard. When I did this, I used the store x function, so I didn't have to type in x to the power of 4 minus 61x squared plus 900 all the time. But when I did it, I found all 4 of these do work. So 4 solutions, and they are solutions. That's good.